You're here because you want to stop this, and this, and this. And I'm here because I want to give you a comprehensive guide on how to do this. So, sit back, relax. It's going to be a very easygoing guide, so let's get into it. So the green monster of the swamp has a few things you need to watch out for, but overall, if you can get your Spectre to stand in front of him and you stand behind or on the side of him, you are going to master this boss just fine. You will need the item that heals your Spectre, so if you can snag that from the alchemist up in Hotel Krat, that would be perfect, but if you don't have that, you can still do this as well. It's just going to be a little bit harder. Fire is also going to be your best friend in this fight, so any thermite or fire grindstone is going to be optimal for this boss fight. You're going to start by entering the boss arena, and he will typically either do a red charged attack at you, which you can just back off from, and then he'll run out of steam right in front of you, to which point you can start hitting him, or he's going to go underground, and all you're going to do is run towards him and then press your guard button, and you're going to guard whatever attack comes out. I always got hit by this. I never knew how to stop it, but by guarding, you can take less damage. At this point, you're going to take your position on the side or the back of the green monster of the swamp, and your Spectre is going to take the majority of the damage. You are going to sit there and hack and slash at this boss pretty much the entire first phase with this strategy. Do be careful though, because the way this boss moves, it is very easy for you to turn out in front of him instead of on the side or in the back, so just be careful of your positioning. You're going to sit here and do charged R2s pretty much until you break his stance, at which point you'll be able to get your critical hit off him, get back in position, and keep hitting him until you go into phase 2. Some things to be careful though, in phase 1, if you do get out of position, he can lash out at you with his tentacles on his head if you get too far away, so the way you're going to avoid this is just stay close and in that position that I was talking to you about, and you won't even see this move. The next one to look out for is when he goes back on his hind legs, roars in the sky, and then crashes down. If you are in front of him, you can perfect parry this, but if you're in position, you won't even need to worry about it. And the last move in phase 1 I want you to look out for is if he's taking too much damage, there's a possibility that he will backpedal and slash at you with his tentacles. You can perfect guard this, or you can just backpedal a little bit yourself, and you will not get hit. Now moving into phase 2 with this fight, this was by far the worst phase of this fight for me. I think a lot of people said they struggled with the beginning, but this second phase was terrible for me. He is going to have a hybrid moveset of the Scrapped Watchman meets the Swamp Monster, so keep that in mind. Anything you saw from the Scrapped Watchman fight, you're probably going to see here as well. There's a few moves that you definitely need to look out for, and at the beginning of phase 2, depending on how well your Spectre did in phase 1, you may need to heal him, so just keep that in mind. The majority of his large swings and jumps can be avoided with ease if you just dodge or roll right through him, but there are a few moves that I want you to watch out for because they are terrible. The first one being anytime he slams on the ground, he has a potential to slash his tentacles backwards across the arena, almost like you saw in the King of Puppets fight, so either keep your distance when he's doing that, or you can perfect parry. Another move to look out for is when he starts to bound around the arena, just stay away from him entirely, because if you don't, he's going to get you in his eye line and he's going to charge directly at you, and I have no idea how to get out of that. I died to that every single time, unless I just stayed away from him while he was jumping around. And lastly, if you see him stand straight up as tall as he can be, run away. He is going to grab you and kill you immediately. This is not a fun move to be caught in. So the best strategy here is to remain behind him while your Spectre is taking the brunt of everything, or to just back off the second you see him jump up. But much like phase 1, you are going to need to be in the same positioning where your Spectre is in the front and you are either on the side or the back of the boss, because that is how you're going to get off the most damage, and that's how you're going to be able to kill him the most effectively. So some final thoughts on this boss. Obviously, if you want to use throwable items like thermites, this is definitely going to help out and do a ton of damage to this boss, but overall the positioning is big with this particular boss. If you are not using a Spectre, it is going to be incredibly hard for you, but if you are using a Spectre, the positioning to the side or the back is going to be your best bet. With that being said, this boss is still a huge challenge. It took me probably 20 to 30 times to beat him, but after I implemented the changes that I was making in my positioning, this boss became a lot easier. So thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. If you're not subscribed yet to the channel, feel free to hit the sub button and the bell notification so you know when I'm making more content. I am putting out Liza P content like crazy right now, so if you enjoyed that, I'd love to see you around the channel some more, and until next time guys, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.